Hey everyone, good evening to all. Hi, hello Palak, hello Hari, hello checkmate. Hi guys, am I audible and visible to you all? Just let me know in the chat, please. Hi Tech Master, guys, please let. Hey Darkus, guys, I know we are late by 2 minutes, but it's okay. इतना चलता है. So yes, is my audio is clear to you all? Hi, good evening, guys. Just let me know. Put yes or no in the chat, please. Audible? Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the confirmation. So we are starting with the C++ 3 days bootcamp, and it will be a 1.5 hours each day ka session. So I hope you all are excited to learn C++, and do not worry. We will start from the very basic, and we'll learn the basic and down installation part, then fundamentals. So don't worry. If any of them, if most of the people are beginner, so yeah, we will learn from the very basics. Excited. Okay, thank you, guys. Guys, may I know from where people are joining and in which field you are? Let me know that you are beginner or like intermediate or what. Okay, so good evening, Jess. So, guys, let me introduce myself to you all. So, my name is Anam Khan. I'm one of the team member at LetsUpgrade, and I'm here just to let you know about the attendance and certification process for this bootcamp. Of course, I'm not the trainer. The trainer is Gaurav Deep sir. He will be there with you for the next 3 days. Who will teach you, make you expert, and give you the best guidance in this field. And if you have any other queries, you can surely ask him freely. He will address it. So beginner, mid, intermediate. Okay, I guess many of them people are beginner. So yeah, it's a good chance for you all to start your journey in C++. Mumbai. Everyone is from Mumbai only. No one is from other state, place, or country. Just let me know in the chat. I am joining from Navi Mumbai, which comes in Maharashtra, Mumbai, Maharashtra. Okay. Intermediate Hindi में पढ़ाओ. We will teach you in both the language, Hindi, English. हम दोनों language use करेंगे. So do not worry. I know people are some people do not understand Hindi, English also. English. So yeah, we will teach it Hindi also. Guys, I will share my screen quickly and tell you the attendance part. So tell me in the chat that is my screen is visible to you all or not. Let me know in the chat. Put yes or no. Sri Lanka, Karnataka, Bengaluru, Uttar Pradesh, Bhopal. Okay. Okay. Now I can see people are joining from various different places. Good. It's good to see. Guys, please call your friends, colleagues, cousins, whoever interested in the C++ and or want to start their journey. We have only around 400 people. It will please can you call your friends also? Chennai, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar. Okay, guys, as my screen is visible. Yes. Okay. So, guys, moving ahead, you have the attendance process that you need to mark to get your certificate. Yeah, we have a certificate for this bootcamp, which is free. You don't have to pay anything for it. Just mark your attendance daily for the next 3 days. So, how to mark it? Here is the process. In the description box, you can see registration, attendance for LU certificate, everything. We have one link. We call it as a one link, as everything is placed in one place. So, click on that link and you will be redirected to a new page where you can enroll for the bootcamp and mark your attendance. So if you're new to the program, just make sure that you get enrolled in the bootcamp first, then only you will have the access to mark attendance. For now I have already enrolled, so it's not asking me to enroll. So yeah, first do that process and then coming back to the attendance. When you scroll down the page, here you can see below the day one title, here you can see mark attendance toggle. Click on it. A rating scale will appear from 1 to 10. Mark it according to yourself how much you like the session. You can also mark your attendance and put the feedback later on after the session, as I will suggest. It will help us, and will you will also be able to give the honest feedback, honest rating. So yeah, for now I will give 10 on 10, and here is the rating feedbacks box. Basically, if you have any feedback for us, be it positive, negative, anything, please feel free to put it here, and we'll surely work on it. for now I am putting nothing and mark my attendance. Okay, so when I mark my attendance, here you can see progress bar. It will increase day by day as you mark your attendance. So is the attendance process that was it for the attendance part. So let me know in the chat if it's clear to you all or not. Yes, we will cover oops also. Guys, is the attendance process is clear? Just let me know so we'll move ahead. Yes? Okay, okay, thank you. Guys, coming back here, we also have communities, WhatsApp and Discord. If you want daily reminders, updates, and upcoming programs, updates, and if you have any suggestion for us, you can put it there. Connect with us, connect with your other friends, and get it. Increase your connection. Okay. So yeah, please make sure that you join our communities. Also, one more thing, we have this student ambassador program, which is a 1 month free program. No fee, no charge for it. You have to pay to enroll for it. Just click on the apply now button, and you will get a Google form to fill all the details, and you will be selected for the ambassador program. The team will reach out to you once you get selected. So the April batch has already started from today, but we have extended the deadline till 5th of April. So you still have 5 days, more 4 days to apply for the April batch. And on 6th, the orientation will take place. Yeah, so if you're interested, please make sure to apply for it, as it will also boost your resume and help you crack your interview. So there are certain targets that you need to achieve in that program, obviously. And after achieve if you achieve those, based on that target, we have swags also. So you will be eligible for swags. There are silver, gold, bronze swags. So yeah, and we also distribute do giveaways of this excite of these prizes, which are iPad, gaming chair, smartwatch, earbuds. So you can win those prizes if you apply for this program and complete those target, whatever is that. Okay, for more information, please check out this page, and uh, we'll get to know about the student ambassador program exactly. Okay, so one more thing, guys, we have this all-in-one documentation, which link is the link is already been there, put in the description box. Click on that link. A documentation will open, where you can find all the links: the attendance link, program link, session links, resources link, notes, sorry, not notes ka page. Also, we have already uploaded the resources here, which you can access while learning. That means you can do the practice while learning. So we have already uploaded the resources. If search has any of the resources, extra resources, we will also upload those resources here only. So at one place you can find all the links. So make sure that you save this doc, and so it will help you refer everything at one place. Okay, scrolling down, we have this notes also for you people. So yeah, it will help you in your future. Nothing else. This was all from my side, and the trainer is, as I already mentioned, Gaurav Deep sir. He will be there with you for the next 3 days. Guys, if you have any queries, any questions, you can ask us in the chat. The team or the trainer will address it. Okay, क्या शो करना है? वन अटेंडेंस, अटेंडेंस के लिए आप वीडियो रिमाइंड कर लीजिए, आपको स्टार्टिंग से दिख जाएगा कैसे अटेंडेंस मार्क की. ओके, so for the attendance demo, please rewind the video from the start. You will get to know it. I guess there are no more doubts for the related to the program. If you have any doubts, you can ask us. The trainer will address it. Okay, so I will call the sir. Hi sir, good evening.
Good evening, Anna ma'am.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm also good, sir. So I think they are already excited for the to learn C++, and they are waiting for you. So you can start the session, and I will take a leave. So bye,
Sure.
guys. Bye, sir.
Bye. All right. Good evening to all of you. I hope majority of you are from Indian region, and it's evening for all of you. Yes, we will follow English. Definitely. हम कोशिश यही रखेंगे कि जो भी कुछ हिंदी में बोला जा रहा है, we will cover everything in English also and Hindi also, है ना? So that's the agenda that we'll follow. Good evening to all of you. I see many people who are interested and active in the chat. And is it completely C++ programming, including DSA or not? Well, the primary focus of this boot camp would be on your C++. That's the prime area that we will be looking into. Again, good evening. Yes, good evening to all of you. We will be dividing our sessions in a way that we want to aim to start from the very scratch, which means that we will look into from a day one of any developer. Be that you are into the domain of computer science or not. From there, we will take you to a point that we will cover all the essential fundamentals. DSA won't be the session for this 3-day bootcamp. The sessions will strictly be on how to use and get familiar with a programming language. Plus, for someone who is intermediate, someone who is a disciple of computer science and you understand enough of programming, this bootcamp will aim to revise your programming fundamentals. So that's the core agenda that we are doing in the next 3 days. Yes, yes. I see that many of you are actively putting up many interesting questions or being active in the chat, which is a good thing because it makes even for a presenter or a tutor to feel alive with the team, right? With the audience. So for now, let me start off with sharing my entire screen, and this is where we will begin our journey of today's session, right? Yes. So the idea is that firstly, we should understand how to install C++. We will talk about what is C++, the benefits, advantage, and how to use it, and we will go there. Before we dwell into those area, जिससे पहले कि हम C++ start कर दें सीखना, पहले we will focus कि हम C++ को install कैसे करें और what are the requirements needed for it. So first of all, we will talk about something known as code blocks. Okay. So जैसे we have different softwares, right? For an example, हमारे पास एक Android phone है. We have a Play Store and we mostly install applications in it, है ना? We install softwares in it. Could be like Swiggy, Zomato, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, right? These are all applications. These are all softwares in their way. Yes. So what happens is when we have to do particular tasks, there's a particular application of software for that particular task, right? So for an example, if I have to write something, I have to maybe create some notes. So there are certain softwares for could be a mobile platform, could be an Windows platform or any operating system platform like a Notepad, a WordPad, a Microsoft Word, Google Docs, right? Could be web based or the application based, but these are softwares which help you do a task of what? Writing a Word document. We could have different requirements, such as I want to create a presentation. In that case, I might have different softwares like Microsoft's PowerPoint, Google's Power, there's slides, right? And many more. So these are all softwares which will help you do a particular task at hand, which is designing presentations. Similarly, if I have to write a code, if I have to do programming, so there are certain softwares which help you do programming, right? So again, there are few which excel at certain things, few which excel at some other things. Now, a few of the most versatile softwares. Now is a good time to introduce to the term IDE, Integrated Development Environment, right? So this is the name of our domain. Like it is a, you can say it is a jargon, है ना? एक ऐसा word है जो आपकी vocabulary में वैसे नहीं है, but एक developer की vocabulary में होगा, which is IDE, यानी कि software. आप कौन सा software use करोगे programming करने के लिए? So most versatile I'll point out is at VS Code. Like it's my personal favorite. PyCharm, I see no difference in VS Code and PyCharm in terms of capabilities. Both are equivalent. But when it comes to C++, we have code blocks, which is again a very popular IDE. So dev C++, yes, that's also one. So for all the people, like we have Tatya Patel asking VS Code, Vasumati and Praneeth, right? Praneeth. So for all the people asking, yes, we are completely free to choose our IDE, VS Code, Code Blocks, or Dev C++, Turbo C3, whatever is your choice, you can proceed with it. So, yes. Now, in order to begin with, although I'll not be using the Visual Studio Code for this 3 days boot camp, reason being that my VS Code is currently occupied for some other tasks. Okay, and I do not want to, like, it's an ongoing project, so I do not want to interrupt that part. But again, I'll explain you that if you have to install Visual Studio Code, you can simply search Visual Studio Code C++ on Google. You will definitely end up on such a page. Like, I'll just simply explain you. Just go to Google and say Visual Studio Code C++ guide. Even if you search a string similar to this, you will end up on C++ for Visual Studio Code, right? Exactly where I am. So let us talk about C++. How do we work with it, right? So on the left tab, you will find a configure section. So if we even if we just simply try to scroll down, how to work with it, even on this page, it should work. The first thing is to install the extension. So you'll have to simply open up your VS Code to begin with. I'll just quickly open up for you. All right, and you can simply go to the extension parts. So for the people who are very new to the Visual Studio Code, let me just clear out things for you. Okay, suppose this is your environment. This is how your VS Code looks like. This is the interface of VS Code to begin with. On the top, we have file, edit, view. From view, we can add a lot of things into our appearance. What do we want, what not? Okay, but primarily what we want to do here is that we want to see in the left section, in the extreme left, there are a few things like explorer, few things like search, source control, then run and debug, and then there is this icon which is like four small squares forming a cube kind of a thing with one square, but the top right square section being at a little distance from the other three, right? So this icon is known as extensions. For people who are having difficulty to find it, Control Shift X is also a shortcut to open that. You just need to go to the extensions, which this is like a Play Store of Visual Studio Code, where you can download certain extensions of your choice. You just need to search C++ or just search for C++. You'll be able to find this extension right over here by Microsoft. Microsoft is the creator of this extension. So we just simply need to, suppose if it is not installed with us, this is how it will look like. We just need to proceed and install it, okay? So this is how you will be following up with the tutorial. That suppose if we just search for C++, we click on install, and then how do we set up your environment? Setting up our environment will be pretty much straightforward. We need one of the compilers like GNU compiler. Again, we will talk about what a compiler is. I do not want you to feel lost at any point, okay? But for now, understand this is one mandatory thing that is needed. So, okay. First of all, can someone in the chat answer me what is low-level programming versus high-level programming? What is the difference between a high-level and a low-level programming language? Let us see how many of you are able to answer that. All right. So meanwhile, let's go to the questions. What is the advantage of code block? Okay. So the advantage being it is pretty light. First of all, to begin with, it's a light IDE, and many developments on C++ have happened using those IDE. It's a popular IDE. There's a community support that many people use it in the day-to-day tasks. So primarily, the advantage is that it is a popular package. It is the go-to choice when it comes to using C++, and so is VS Code. These are few advantages that we will talk about. All right. All right. So let us see if there are some answers coming in. Yes, we have low level is machine understandable language, high level is human understandable language. People are giving examples like high level is Python, whereas low level is okay. All right. Yes. Again, let me read. There are many comments coming in. High level is readable. Low level is quite complex. Low is complex. Yes. So The majority of you are right. Low level programming languages are a little difficult for us humans to understand. अच्छा, यहाँ पर एक बहुत जरूरी बात बात कर लेते हैं that a CPU, the core component or the brain of the computer, CPU जो है, it only understands binary. Binary का मतलब होता है वन और जीरो, है ना? Computer has nothing to do with the human लैंग्वेज जो हमने अपने आप को नेचुरली इवॉल्व किया है, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम जब से अर्थ बनी, ह्यूमंस इवॉल्व हुए, लैंग्वेजेस डेवलप हुई, और हम आज जिस भाषा में बात कर पाते हैं, देयर आर मल्टीपल languages in which we can talk, right? For example, for all the people who are saying, sir, teach in English, Hindi or English, because that's something that you understand. If I start talking in any Japanese script or Mandarin script, if I try to do that, things will go haywire for you. Like there will be zero sense coming out from my vocabulary to you, right? So similarly, computer के लिए क्या है? Computer को सिर्फ binary समझ में आती है, वो एक ही language जो समझता है, और वो लैंग्वेज में सिर्फ दो ही कैरेक्टर है, वन और जीरो, बस. दैट्स अ कंप्लीट लैंग्वेज. तो हाउ डज कंप्यूटर इवॉल्व टू रीड टेक्स्ट, टॉक इन टर्म्स ऑफ फोटोज, वीडियोज, ग्राफिक्स, ये कैसे करता है कंप्यूटर? सो एवरीथिंग इज देन डिकोडेड एंड एनकोडेड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ बाइनरी. अच्छा, why binary is the sought after or the ultimate choice for PC is because क्योंकि हम कंप्यूटर को इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पे चलाते हैं. सो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इज एज सिंपल एज सप्लाई करना या नहीं करना, ट्रू, फॉल्स, यस, नो, वन, जीरो. तो अगर आप सीपीयू को करंट दे रहे हो, इट मींस इट इज वन. करंट नहीं दे रहे हो, इट मींस जीरो. सो देयर आर सर्टेन लैंग्वेजेस बिल्ड on this, such as Morse code, एक encoded form of एक military code का language है, जिसमें आप ABCD को Morse code में certain beats and dots के अंदर present कर सकते हो. तो that's the कोर लॉजिक है क्यों बाइनरी. और फिर असेंबली लेवल मतलब सीपीयू को अगर रैम से बात करनी है, रैम हैज टू टॉक टू द स्टोरेज एंड द कंप्लीट आर्किटेक्चर ऑफ अ मदरबोर्ड. वो असेंबली लेवल के ऊपर देन कम्स लो लेवल प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज. Why it is low level? Because it is much at a level which is easy to explain to a computer. There's not much of decoding needed. Okay, whereas when we talk about high level has to be converted a lot. It has to be converted into a binary level where computer starts understanding it. So that's basically the concept from where we understand what is a high level and what is a low level. So which is why it is self-explanatory that the more the lower the level of your language, more difficult it is for your humans to understand, because it is going away from our communication more towards the something that computer understands. And as humans, biologically we are bad with numbers. Even if I give you 20 digits, 20 digits छोड़ो, अगर मैं आपको अपना फोन नंबर भी डिटेक्ट कर दूं ना, एंड विदाउट पेपर पेन या सम स्क्रीनशॉट्स, आप उसको एक बार में मेमोराइज भी नहीं कर पाओगे. मे बी यू विल सिंपली फॉरगेट दोस 8-10 digits. So we are at that bad, which is why when it comes to competitions of mathematical numbers, computers are so fast because they are good at binaries. Now, that's a short explanation of what is basically a high level and a low level language. So C++ apne aap mein is a low level language. Okay. Still, what happens is that despite of how much lower it is still not in the binary form. It is still not in the form that it can be compiled for CPU to understand it, right? वो execute कब करेगा? जब उसको एक बीच में कंपाइलर मिलेगा. लाइक इट्स लाइक अ ट्रांसलेटर. ठीक है, सी आई अंडरस्टैंड हिंदी, यू अंडरस्टैंड इंग्लिश, so we have a compiler who understands basically all my instructions, and then it delivers to you in your language, something like that. Okay, so that's why part one, even if we install any IDE, we need one compiler on our operating system. So which is where there are multiple compilers through which you can talk about, right? Okay, right. So difficult to understand. I thought it's meant to be workshop. I have learned Hindi. It seems to. All right. Let me just quickly browse through some of the comments. Please not using English properly, not for everyone. Okay. So see, again, I'll repeat to everyone that you are not missing a single part which is being communicated in Hindi. Whatever goes in Hindi is also coming back in English. So rest assured that there is no filtration or no loss of information whenever I'm switching languages. So being a place where we have to cater different audiences, see, we have to be more empathetic, and we have to understand that there are people from different walks of life, and there are people with different skill sets and different communication skills, right? So in no means that we should stick to a particular language, making it more less informative and easy session for some people, right? We are definitely covering a lot of things which go in English and also they go in Hindi. But rest assured, it is my responsibility, it is my journey to make sure that you uh, have complete sense of what is being told in Hindi as in English, right? Don't worry, my compiler will compile everything in English and Hindi for you, right? So next, coming ahead, that so this is the reason ke hame compiler, why do we need a compiler, right? Now moving ahead, so to install a compiler on the same page, you will be able to find many compilers based on different operating system. अगर आपका Windows है, Linux है, you're using Mac, Apple product, then these are a few things that you can choose from, install them and run them, right? So this is an example. They have also given an example of MainGW that you can follow and run. Now, coming ahead, coming back to installing the code blocks, right? So again, you just need to say install code blocks. Now when you do this, what is happening here is that in order to proceed, just go on the website downloads. Now to make things simple for you, we have already given you a zip file which contains the download. Okay, now you can simply go on download the binary release. Okay, and from here you can download the code blocks latest setup. Now I already have it in my local. Let me just quickly go ahead and try to open up my download section. Okay. All right. So here we go. Now, if you look over here, what we will be able to understand is that this is the code block zip that I have with me, right? All right. Now, if I just do simply right click and extract all, I'll end up with this setup with me. Now, when I double click on it, okay, it will ask me the admin role that should I proceed with it, okay? Now, this is where you will land up. Welcome to code blocks. The installation part is luckily very easy for us, right? Yes. So we click on next, we click on I agree, and keep it as it is. The default installation will make sure that things go correct for you. You can, in the next part, select the drive and the folder where you want the installation to happen. Once you click on install, it is a straightforward installation process, and then at the end of this installation it will prompt you that do you want to open up the code blocks now with a tick box. It's your choice. You can just simply finish with the installation, you are done with it. So meanwhile, yes, Demon Slayer fans can definitely assemble. I, being a hardcore fan of Demon Slayer, followed by multiple more animes that I do watch. In fact, I prefer them more over many movies to begin with. Right. So yes, Ritu, you can use VS Code for this. I'll repeat for the one last time that using any ID is free, and like it's your choice, it's your free will. Whatever you are more comfortable with, go with it. Okay. So similarly, when we begin with the next task right over in hand, once we have IDE in our plate, we need to go with the GNU compilation, right? So MySys2 is something that we need to do. Again, the zip file is provided for you. When you go to MySys2, you will see that this is the installation we need, and download the installer. As soon as you click on this executable, it will start downloading, and you will reach here. So this is the zip file that I've shared with you. Extract it and you will reach this installation part. Again, when we double click on it, the installation window will come right in front of you. You click on next, you keep this directory simple. It is C by default. Okay, this directory already exists. So for now, I'll not proceed with it. Okay, thing is that this is pretty straightforward from here, right? There is no need to do any custom sort of installation. Just proceed with the standard one, and once you're done, you click on finish, and this is the complete installation process that will go through. Okay. Now that's really interesting. Let us see how many of you are capable in doing this installation to begin with, right? So meanwhile, I'll just open up my code blocks IDE. Yes, solo leveling. I have recently missed the new movie that has come up. So make sure, guys, you do not give me any spoilers for that, right? Okay. So now let us say we go ahead and we try to share our screen, I'll come up with the code blocks. So let me quickly push this. Yes, you have code blocks right in front of you. The screen should be visible by now. All right. So here we are. Okay. Yes. So now this is the very first look of our IDE. How does it look like, right? So here we are talking about the IDE which will help us do C++, right? So basically C++ अपने आप में है क्या? What is C++, right? So C++ is again a programming language. Mostly it is used to develop multiple different domains, right? Backend में आप कुछ बनाना चाह रहे हो, you want to write a program, a script लिखना चाह रहे हो, you want to design an API, you want to do any sort of programming. C++ is a very strong foundation language, right? Especially being so old, this language has a lot of versatility. Plus, it is a foundation pack to begin with, right? If you are able to write in C++, you have a lot in your, you can say, plate, right? You have a lot of things to showcase in your resume, because C++ अपने आप में एक low level programming language and it is difficult to begin with, है ना? But good thing is that when I say difficult, it is only from a point compared to Python or any high level. वरना अपने आप में if you are good at programming, it's not at all difficult. So it gives you more control. जितना low level जाओगे, system resources पे, memory पे, how to handle memory, how to handle the assembly level के काम जितने भी हो रहे हैं, processes, it gives you more control if you're on low level. So that's a big advantage to understand कि why should one learn C++, right? And C++ is well documented, बहुत vastly used language है. In fact, इसमें काफी versions है. C++ 23 being the latest one. 2023 के अंदर उसका major upgrade आया है. 2022 के अंदर आया, 17 के अंदर आया. There are multiple upgrades which have happened to it, right? Best part, ये basically is very close to C, C Sharp, Java, which are again very much similar. Only thing with C++ shines out compared to C is that it supports object-oriented programming, right? So that's the only difference between C and C++. Now, when we talk about our IDE, let us try to see how to use and operate this IDE to begin with, right? Yeah. So I'll first of all try to close this Start Here tab, okay? Now, okay, on the very first thing we have on the top bar, the navigation menu, which will help us open up files, edit files, change our view, search things. Then maybe we have to debug क्या होता है, we will come to it. What exactly are settings, कैसे करनी है, आपकी compiler कौन से हैं. Basically by default it should be on the GNU GCC compiler if you have installed things correctly. Now if we also go to, say we want to open a file or create a file. For now, let's create a new file. So in order to create a new file, we will click on File, New, and an empty file to begin with. Okay. For now, you will see that the title of this file is Untitled1, because of course we have not saved this file, we have not named it correctly, right? Okay. All right. So when you say nothing is visible, I think it's about the font size. Let me just quickly zoom in. Now, this is the default font. I think this should be pretty much clear and visible, right? All right. So, Pratiksha, I mentioned that you can just follow up for the VS Code installation part on the same link. There are next lines of, there's the next part of the installation, how to do it. Once you're done, if you have a compiler set, you can simply start in the VS Code just as like this, new folder bana lo, open up a new file, and it should be visible. The screen is blank and black. I'm not pretty sure if that's the case. I'm trying to write something on the screen. Hello, can you see this part? Let me know if this part is visible. Okay. We will try to zoom in a little bit more. I think this should be pretty much visible, right? Okay. All right. So now with this understanding, let us understand these syntax of C++ programming, right? So first of all, what it is. So there are certain part of the program which we include as a library, as a module. Okay. So I'll simply explain you. Suppose if I have to create a car to begin with, okay. Suppose you have to create something like Tata ki Nexon. I have to create a Tata Nexon car. Now, in order to create this, I need not reinvent the wheel. What it means is that I need not reinvent the chassis. It is basically a modified version of Tata Indica, hai na, which was at some point. Something was researched, developed, so we had an R&D going on. We built a frame and now we are using it on top of it. So what it means is that there are a lot of things which are reusable. So if someone has invented tires, if someone has invented the steering mechanism, we need not reinvent those things or write it from scratch for us, right? We can just reuse those logics. We just need to make changes here and there, right? So again, when it comes to programming, there are many, in fact a lot of program is pre-written in forms of multiple libraries, multiple modules. Okay, basically you have to create a calculator. Literally, we don't need to even create something which we don't need to write the logic of how to add two numbers. We will have methods like dot add or dot subtract, right? So these are pre-written code files for us. So similarly, whenever we are working on any project, suppose I'm working on a project which works a lot with the mathematical components, we will have a library which does math for us. Suppose if I am working, say, for data analysis task, I have certain libraries like Pandas, which is not for C++, it's for Python, but just an example that I'm giving you. So similarly, if I have to work on with things like which will help me do a lot of input output of objects if I'm working with it, so there is a library pre-built in C++ known as input output stream or IO stream, right? So whenever we have to import a header, the syntax is we have to write the keyword hashtag include. Okay, so whenever I'm writing hashtag include, followed by the library name. Okay, this is something that I'll do. So here, basically, my library name is IO stream. Okay, suppose this is something that I want. Okay, now so I'll just simply mention that right over there. Okay, now if I have written it, now how do we save files, right? You go to click on file and click on file save as, and you can just simply, let me just delete it. I'll just say my first program. Okay, I'll just simply name it something like this, and whatever file it is a C++ file. We'll click on save. Okay, now once this is saved, all right, so this should be fine for us. Okay. Now let me just once check on my MSys installation. Okay, just a minute. All right, just quickly go back to once, check my installation of the, well, let me check my compiler if it is set correctly. Compiler is fine. Let me check the extension of the file which I created. So when I go to this, yes, the extension is the source file. I need to change to C++. I'll just quickly change the extension of it. C++. Okay. Now, all right. Do you want to reload it? Yes, I'll reload it. And now let me try to build it. Okay. I still no such file directory. Cool. Now I'll just quickly try to, since this ID is storing it as a C file, it's not running with the C++ syntax. I'll just simply click on open. Now this is overwriting it as a C file. All right. Just a second. All right. So for now, there are certain issues with my ID which needs to be fixed. So for now, what we will do is we will quickly swap up with an online IDE. Okay. So again, we can use a lot of online IDs. Let me just quickly reshare my screen for the same purpose. I'll stop screen. I'll share one another tab. Okay. There you go. We will simply search for online C++ IDE, and there are many of them. Like GDB is one compiler is one, Programming is one. GDB is quite a popular one, and so is Programming. Okay. Now, depending upon your choice, you can again use whatever ID you are comfortable with. So let us go with the Programming to begin with. Okay. Now again, for example, I was explaining you the header files, right? So in order to write that, the simple syntax is we will simply do, okay, let me share my screen again. So let me see if my screen is visible again. I'll share my screen. I'll present online C++ compiler. Yes, that's correct. The file extension should be .cpp, but for some reasons it is overwriting it with the .c extension. So yes, now coming back, we have a screen live in front of you. Let me just simply explain you that we simply do online C++ ID. You just search that, and once you search that, you will get multiple options like program is, GDB compiler, and things. Let us use any one of it. For example, if I go here, and this is where we will again write hashtag include, will mention the IO stream, which is like our input output stream library, right? So once we have written this, the next thing is that these are few default things that we do, right? We whatever we want to import as a library in any program, we mention it right there in the very start, okay? Because this is a good practice to do. Now, for certain objects and variables, if we have to use a namespace, okay, because C++ uses a namespace as std, like a standard, okay. So we just simply mention that. So using namespace as a standard, so std is something that we'll mention. What will happen is now, whenever we have to print something or take as input, we do not have to use the std block every time before maybe doing anything, okay. If you have to do anything like maybe related to input output, we need not mention the std keyword again and again in front of them, right? It will explain using namespace as standard, will explain that part to the compiler itself, right? Now, next important thing is in the syntax of C++ is that we use semicolons after every statement, right? Now, why is that we use the semicolons? Because C++ as a programming language runs line after line after line, right? So it has to understand where does a line end. So semicolon always terminates a certain set of instruction and then makes it understand, okay, now we are starting the next instruction. Now, the next common concept that we need to understand is between suppose if we are running, okay, any program, that there is certain thing known as a thread, okay. So can someone quickly explain us what is a thread in chats? Okay, let us see how many of you are aware of that. Let us see. Okay, it is a live video. Yeah, it is. All right. Okay. Let us see how many of you can come up with the question's answer. What is a thread? Yes. So we have one answer coming in from Sai Praneeth, right? Like thread is running a process, right? Yes. So again, whenever we run any program, it runs on a default thread known as the main thread, okay. So what does it mean? That suppose जब मैं कोई भी program को run कर रहा हूँ, so thread runs, right? एक single थ्रेड भी हो सकता है, मल्टीपल थ्रेड भी हो सकते हैं. एक प्रोग्राम अपने आप में मल्टीपल थ्रेड्स को भी यूज कर सकता है, राइट, which will do a particular set of task. So similarly in any programming language, whenever I'm running a thread, so it basically starts the main program, the main file को run करने के लिए जो thread लगेगा, where every execution is happening, it will start in the main thread. Okay, ideally your main thread is something that starts and ends with the end of the complete execution, right? In between there will be multiple threads which come and go. Okay, so that's needed. Okay, so right. Now, if you move ahead, okay, now, yes, the smaller unit of execution is one way to explain it again. Interesting. So, right. Cool. So again, let us move ahead, and now this time we will proceed with writing a simple set of instruction in our main thread. So suppose if I simply go ahead and declare one. Now again, iska syntax kya hai that what data type function returns. Okay, this is something that we mention first, and then we mention the name of the function. Okay, so in our case the name of the function is the main thread. Okay, so name ki jagah pe we will write main, and for now this could be anything. Maybe it returns nothing, so a void function. Maybe it returns integer. So in C++, this is again a syntax that we have to take care of. Okay, maybe we will simply for now use curly braces to start and end a code block. ठीक है कि main thread के अंदर का execution क्या है, we will write it in the curly braces right over here. So for example, if we simply have to return, okay, simply we have to return, we will return an integer because we mentioned our main function will return an integer. So this could have been anything. This could have been like a double return karega. So maybe we could mention like 3.44. And why 3.44 here? But arbitrary values hai. Maybe when you create something which is more specific, maybe like addition function. So whatever it is returning maybe addition of integers, addition of doubles, or different data types, which we will talk about, right? So that's again something that explains why do we write int in front of the main, right? So again, int main and return 0 is a common syntax just to declare the structure of our code. So this is the overall syntax of C++ code. That hashtag includes will use the import of your libraries, whereas using namespace standard will make basically it will prevent collisions between your different code files, right? It creates a distinct scope. Okay, basically what are we running into a different blocks, वो सब distinctions में आ जाता है. We do not need to mention std again and again in front of everything, right? So that's one another way to look at it. So with this being said, okay, you have it's not even optional, it's optional basically to begin with, right? You can even run your programs without using namespace, and again you need not include any unnecessary library. We only go to include libraries when we need them. So IOStream will be useful when we are doing a lot of input and output tasks. Okay, so that's where things will come into picture. So this is a little bit about how we do things, right? So for an example, suppose if I run this code for now, let me add a simple cout statement over here, right? So maybe I'll simply cout hello world. Okay, this is one statement that I'm running. So what my code does, first line read करेगा, library import हो रही है, namespace standard declare हो गया है, main function के अंदर जाएगा, it will loop through this cout, return 0 and end of the program. So let me run it, and in the output you will see we are getting hello world. Now what if I remove this file, and now what if I remove it and try to run it? So when I remove and run it, I get an error. Error is linked to a standard output, and standard cout declared here, but it is not mentioned correctly. So which is where I will have to mention std as a code block, and then this instruction will run, right? So again, to avoid this, we simply use using namespace as standard. Okay, so that's on and all about how things work, right? So again, few important things to take away from here are that semicolon is must. Suppose if I run it, okay, and you will see using namespace standard doesn't end correctly because semicolon is missing. So remember, C++ works on the statement level conversion, right? So if you are ending a statement, semicolon is necessary in the syntax. Again, as a developer, when we are developing something, when we are writing few things, it is important for us to explain the necessary logic of our reasoning, right? Why we are doing that. So for that, we need to use comments, right? So one of the interesting way to write comments in C++ is by using the double forward slashes, right? So this is a comment, okay? It is not part of code execution, okay? So this is something that we explain over here, right? Like now, suppose it is not executed. If I run this code, you see it doesn't give me an error to begin with because semicolon is not needed here because it's not the part of the execution. This is not a part of the program. Why? Because C++ will be careful to understand that there are two forward slashes. So it means that this is something like a readme, like a special type of string, a special type of text that the developer has written for itself, and it's not a part of the code, right? Now again, after this, suppose what if we have to write a long paragraph, whatever we have to write something more than one line. So in order to do that, we can use the forward slash asterisk, and you can see this is a multi-line command, okay, which can extend to serve as a paragraph, okay. In order to end it, again we will go with asterisk and a slash. Now if we run it, we are good to go. So remember that if you have to write things on multiple lines, a single double forward slash will not solve the purpose. We will get an error that this a multi on line number 5 is not explanatory. So in order to make it a part of the comment, we have to follow this pattern of writing multi-line comments. Okay. Now, with this being said, this is about the overall syntax of C++ and how to comment in it. Now let us understand how can we declare different type of data types. So in programming language, what are data types to begin with? So suppose we have a container, okay, to store certain things. Maybe we have containers in kitchen to store different type of groceries. Could be legumes, dals, pulses, rice, maybe our dough, and things like that, right? Uh, so each container has a label. Maybe I have a label by the name of cookies, and it will store cookie for me, right? Or could be biscuits or anything. Similarly, container in programming language is something that stores certain things for us, right? So it is as simple as I have a container, I give it a label, what type of thing it is storing, and then it stores that type of thing in it, right? So how many different type of variables do we have, right? So first let us understand that we will use a multi-line command to write few things for us. Okay, so first of all, we have primarily to begin with, int is a type of variable which stores integers, right? So what are these? These are whole numbers, right? Something like 3, 66, something like that, right? Or even minus 123 to begin with. Similarly, we have double, which extends like a floating number, right? So floating number, let us say a floating or decimal numbers. Example could be a 3.1, something like that, right? 3.1 is an example. So again, the next could be the character. So character is a single, you can say character. Example could be A or B, okay, something like that. So extension of characters is string to begin with. So string is a, maybe a text, okay, a text data. Example could be hello world, okay. All right. So even if I write something like 1, 2, 3 in hello world, it is not no more integers. The computer has no more significance to it with respect to number. Okay, it's not 1, 2, 3 digits. It's just a string for the program now. Similarly, we have boolean, which is like true or false. The logic gate, the yes or no. So in order to store that, we need to write either true or false. These are the only possible values which we can give. Few important thing to take away from here is that if we have to declare a character, we cannot go with the double quotes, okay, because C++ understand double quotes for strings and single quotes for characters. Whereas we have to declare boolean, we cannot use capital T or capital F, all right, because C++ understands booleans in lower caps only. So that's about it. And we have to see how to declare a syntax. What is the syntax to declare any variable? So that is as simple as we mention the data type, or maybe like the variable type, followed by space, variable name, followed by the value of the variable, and a semicolon to end with. Now, with this being said, let us declare a few of the simple variables for us, right? Okay, now let us go. We run out of our comment. Okay, and we do hashtag include iostream using namespace standard. Okay, we declare different variables. So the example could be integer. Declare integer. Let us say x is equals to 10. Integer y. Okay, now let us declare some more data types, something like double. So y is equals to 12.44. Okay, then maybe like a character, maybe like z is equals to, say, let's store z in it. Or okay, so this has become chat. Let us fix it to character. Then there could be string. So string could be is equals to a string, say a is equals to hello, how are you, and followed by semicolon, and then we could have boolean, right? So boolean is b is equals to true. So again, this is how you declare different integers. But now is a good time to understand and appreciate one more interesting thing, which is the creating sense out of your variable name, right? So as a bad developer, you will do something like this: x, y, z, a, b. Okay, which is not wrong in terms of logic or in terms of program, but it is a less readable format of writing things, right? What if I would have labeled this something much better, like maybe something like my integer, okay, or integer underscore, something like that, because it will make much more sense, okay? Just by the variable name, when I'm calling it, I myself know what I'm calling. I'm calling an integer, I'm calling a double. My double will explain me that it is okay, I'm calling a double, or my character will definitely do the task, or my string. Much better sensing variable names, right? So that's really important. And yes, so that's correct. Praneeth is mentioning double can store more decimal size than float. That's definitely correct. Yes, it does. Okay, cool. So difference between float and double is, yes, again, Ritu, that's the same thing that what Praneeth has mentioned, and it can store more decimal values. Again, okay, all right. Problem in attendance. Okay, yeah. So Chandan has explained you that first you register to the site, then you will be able to do your attendance. And if you have any difficulty, please put in the chats. The moderators will look into it. And again, yes, cool. I think we have read almost many of the latest comments. Let us go back. And so suppose, let us say, I'll give you more sensible way to look into it, that how could we name our variables, right? Suppose if I have to write a program which takes in the age and prints out for us. So again, we will be uh, using iostream, using namespace standard. We'll declare our main function, integer main. We'll start, okay, we'll declare a variable, say x is equals to maybe like 29, and see out statement, see out what we streaming out. My age is equals to, then we will follow with one more the comparator, and we will use x over here. Okay, so I have to use the lower x. Okay, followed by again years, for an example. Okay, so this is how we print multiple things, multiple variables. There will be multiple things in one statement. Okay, so my age is something like this, and once we have done it, maybe I'll just close the function by returning as dummy integer, and once it is done, I'll just simply run it. Yes, my age is 29 years old, and if you see, the more important thing here is, rather than using age, if I use my age as a variable name, so now in any part of the code, if I'm calling my age again, I'll know what I'm calling, right? I don't need to remember and memorize ke x mein kya rakha hai, y mein kya rakha hai. The variable name should be so simple ke just by the name of the variable name, I should be able to recall and understand that what exactly was this variable for and what is it storing, right? So for an example, if we are storing, say, integer x is equals to 5 and integer y is equals to 10, and suppose you have to store something in ka addition, so I can just simply declare the variable name as sum, right? So I'll know what sum stores, x plus y store karta hai. So maybe if I just replace it with sum, so now these variables will make much better sense. Okay, now again, if you have to declare multiple variables, कुछ भी हो, boolean, float, string, कुछ भी हो, if we have to declare multiple of them, what we can do is हम single statement के अंदर भी कर सकते हैं. जैसे हमने x equals to 5 यहाँ पर mention किया, right? We have done that. We will simply do x is equals to y is equals to 10 and maybe z is equals to 20, and in a single line, right? It will still be able to work for us. So that's how you declare. And suppose if you have to declare, say we are creating a game, ठीक है, हम एक game develop कर रहे हैं. In this game we create 10 side characters which are a part of our open world environment, and to begin with they all start off from a same point. ठीक है, इनका coordinates हमें same रखना है. So one way to do that is maybe we will simply declare integer x, y, z. मान लो तीन integers मैंने declare कर दिए, and I'll simply use x is equals to y is equals to z is equals to 20 or 10. Okay, it will still work out because this is again a way कि आप multiple variables अगर same assignment देना चाह रहे हो एक single line के अंदर, you can also declare it like this, है ना? So if I run this again, it should not have any issues and it should run for us successfully, right? So that's again one way to look at it, that how we can declare things for us. So that's primarily more in for the how a basic program works. Okay. So suppose if we have to write a program which takes in a student ki ID, uska age, uska maybe fee structure, the course that they are doing, and then we have to print a statement using them. So maybe this is a good exercise for everyone to follow, right? So what I will do is I'll give you one open assignment ke, you can try to do this. ये code को कहीं पर note कर लो. When we come back tomorrow, you try to print this code in the chats. Okay, this way you will also help me remember that I gave you one assignment, and maybe it will be a good point to show that you were able to do this part. You're capable to do this part. You can also let your fellow members know that maybe you have learned few things. You learned the syntax. You learned about declaring variables in different ways. What are different type of variables and how to do it. So you can take up an assignment, something like a student ki ID declare kar lo as a variable, student's ID, age, and the grade. Maybe it is in 10th, 8th, 9th, jo bhi standard mein hai, okay? And just print out it. Okay, this student's name is this, their ID is this, their age is this, and they're in this grade. Just one single print statement if you can do, right? So this is a very simple code which you can practice. It will help you develop more around how you can create variables and their types, है ना? So again, for a short recap, there are libraries, there are the function names. Main function main thread पे run होता है, इसलिए उसका नाम basically main रखते हैं, and इसके अंदर is where the main execution happens. This is where main execution happens, and if you are okay remembering the structure, this is a very good foundation to begin with. Now let us see if we can also take inputs rather than just printing them, right? So now, in order to take up an input and then use it, there is C out, जैसे out करने के लिए है to print something. So input लेने के लिए C in है, right, is also included as a default when we are running this IO stream. Okay, so let us say that suppose if I want to take something as the input, so I'll declare मैं दो inputs लेने वाला हूँ, x and y for now. Okay, these are two inputs and I'm going to use one integer sum. So we can also place it everything in a single hood. Okay, तीन integers declare, I'm declaring three integers. Okay, x, y, and sum. All right. Okay. Okay, cool. Let me see if there are anything. Yes. So why are you using the comparative operator like less than, greater than, before, and after the sum? Well, that's the syntax for seeing C out, okay? Because I'll show you, I'll explain you how to memorize them, okay? So if you are taking something as an input, है ना, अगर हमें कुछ input चाहिए, so what we have to do is हमें scene के साथ उसका opposite लिखना पड़ेगा, like in the right way. अगर आप इसको एरो मान लो, इफ यू आर कंसीडरिंग द सिंगल पॉइंट टू बी द डायरेक्शन वेयर वी आर लीडिंग, तो सी इन पॉइंट्स टुवर्ड्स द राइट एंड क्या इनपुट लेना है, तो एक्स में इनपुट लेना है, एंड सी आउट पॉइंट्स एज व्हाट, सी आउट पॉइंट्स एज व्हाट के ये प्रिंट स्टेटमेंट आउट कर दो, तो उसका अपोजिट लेफ्ट में जाता है. So this is the syntax in which you can remember it. So maybe before taking the input, we have to explain user के करना क्या है. So we can just simply put over here C out type first number is equals to, है ना. So maybe this could be one statement which will print. After printing this, the next line is C in, so which is where the program's execution will be halted until and unless we give an input to it. Okay, it has to be an integer to begin with. Now once we have given that integer, next it will say type second number is equals, right? So once we have done that, so again we will take the second number as the input. So input लेने के लिए we'll do again scene and say y में store कर देंगे. Then sum will be nothing but sum will be x plus y, and once we have done that, we will simply see out again. This time we will say okay, addition of both is equals to, and so suppose if I have to print multiple things in one single C out, so I can add again one operator here, and I'll simply say अब मुझे एक और variable print करना है sum. So sum semicolon to end it, return statement to close my function. So whenever we return something which this function is supposed to return, वो statement आने के बाद execution खत्म हो जाएगी. Return statement will terminate the use case of that function. So remember, whenever you return, you're closing the function. So when I run it, this code is now at line number 17, print हो गया है. Now it is at line number 18 and waiting for me to give the first number. So suppose if I give the first number, say 10, okay, first number is 10. Okay, I'm not able to, okay, print 10. Second number as say 20. Okay, so by default, it took my first number as 0, and 0 plus 20 is 20. Okay, maybe that one was missed for the time. Okay, so that's about how we can utilize the input and output methods in C++, right? Again, so what you can now work around here is that maybe there could be an assignment on how to create a calculator to begin with, right? Of course, I'll help you with it, how to build certain different type of functions. Now the thing is that day one was supposed to be at such a fundamental level that all of you are able to at least establish okay, how to write your first program, right? Now again, the speed of the execution from this point will be that we will now write much more functions. हम थोड़े different type of programs बनाने सीखेंगे अब, क्योंकि now we have covered quickly the syntax, we have covered quickly the variables, the different type of variables, we have covered how to write a function and what it returns, right? So once this is done, my thought process is that, you know, why not we expand ourselves to do a lot of military type of training है ना. We will do rigorous training. We will take up questions, we will take up different problem statements, and we will try to solve them at the same point, making sure that we are learning few things, right? So the agenda for coming up sessions would be to understand how the loops work, how the control statement works, right? What are arrays and what are functions. So we will cover them. Maybe I'll try to expedite few things based upon the pace, based upon your feedback, that maybe you are learning something or you want more coming up in the future sessions. So that's where we will escalate the learning level, right? Maybe we can take it to much more higher level. We can start solving problem statements, but that has to be acceptable with the masses, okay? Since we have multiple around 200 300 people joining us, so we have to make sure that the level of teaching is similar to that, right? So for our 3-day boot camp, we are focusing more on taking you to a level where you can solve certain projects, right? Mini projects to begin with. So again, this is in all basically what variables and data types do. And if you have any doubts pertaining to this part, maybe you can ask me. Else, this was all that was supposed to be delivered for day one. I think we have covered it very well. Just in case, if there is anything that you want to ask out of curiosity, maybe not even limited to C++ bootcamp. Maybe if you want to take some insights as a developer, maybe you want to discuss few things related to your career, or about any guidance that you need, maybe we can also cover that. Let me just quickly see if there are certain chats coming in. Okay. Oh, let me just quickly check. I help to set VS VS Code. Again, unfortunately, I mentioned that I give you a throughout tutorial on how to do it. Currently on this machine, I am following up something with VS Code, which is currently in development stage, and I cannot uh, uninstall or change my environment at this point. So VS Code, I'll give you once again the link. Okay, I'll give you the link on how to install or do the setup for VS Code. So I'll share this link in the chats, okay? Okay. So you want to cover up the installation of MGW, okay? Let us do that once. I'll try to do that. Yes, we will be storing each and everything on YouTube. So this session can be seen later on the YouTube. So I registered with a different mobile number. Can I change it? Maybe the admin will be able to talk more on it. So yes, the link on Visual Studio is given to you how to do it. Now someone was asking that if I can run through this installation once. So let us go to the download MSys. Okay, since I already have it installed in the C drive, what I will do is I'll try to change this drive location. Okay, 6. Okay, I'll create a new folder. I'll create okay, I'll just name it demo MSys installation. This is the name of the folder I will follow. Okay, so by default you have C drive where you can download. I'll just use this folder. Okay, now I'll click on next, which is where I told you that there's a straightforward process. Do you want to start a menu, and you can just simply click on next. It will start on installing, right? Yes. Now let us wait for this installation to complete. Okay. So it is a straightforward installation, as I told you, that it will take just a next step or more. Again, okay, let us see. Uh, Someone is, I think, asking about Kotlin is also a language like C++. Opinion regarding Kotlin. So, see, Kotlin and C++ are both programming languages, but different use cases, right? Uh, Kotlin is more popular for the Android development, whereas C++ is again a low level, high performance application development programming language, right? When you have to develop some things for different applications, different systems, C++ is preferred. Mobile development, Kotlin is there, right? So that's more about it. So we are almost done with it, and I think this is how we finish the MSys2 installation. I think whoever was asking, this is the part of it. Yes, I think we are done with the session. That should be all for now. Once we have installed it, we should be able to complete the installation setup. Okay. Now, cool. I think that's all for now. We have also explained many of the doubts. So my occupation, okay, I'll just quickly cover up my occupation. So my name is Gaurav Deep, also goes by Gaurav. I am a AI data science developer. I mostly work with the domain of machine learning and AI. I have a total experience of 5+ years in this industry now. So that's all. Thank you all everyone for joining in. How do you yeah, C++ is good for game development also. Again, once you build more into C++, you will understand that it's possible. All right. Thank you all for joining in today. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye bye, Tata, sayonara.